once again, I want to say welcome, man of God. Thank you so much for taking some time off your busy schedule to come in here and bless us. For those that I don't think he's a strange person to anybody on this platform. No. To the best of my knowledge, he's known worldwide. He's known by many. He's known by a lot. So I'm not going to stretch or talk so much about all his achievements, blessings, what he's doing to people's life. But one thing I want to say is I've sat under his ministration and I was blessed. I was blessed. Why did I say I was blessed? One of the meanings to the word blessed is to say something nice. He said a whole lot of nice things, blessed things to people in a conference, in a meeting, in a church service, which I was part of. And up to now, I have some of the things that he was saying, I can remember them vividly. Beyond that, I've had the opportunity to sit down one-on-one with him, and he has discussed some few business things and ministry-related things. And he's somebody that I would always like to listen to. You know, there are some people you want to listen to once and you're gone, but there are some people you always want to listen. And by the grace of God, he's here with us. So I don't want to talk so much. I want us to welcome Bishop Joel. He's the head and the lead pastor of Femme Foundation Action Chapel, the son of the Archbishop Joel Duncan Williams, Papa to many. Some of us is like great-great-grandfather to us. So we are blessed. Man of God, thank you so much for joining us. He also has a beautiful wife, which I've met. I would say it's going to be a straightforward meeting. Thank you for joining us once again.
Thank you so much. The honor is mine, and I'm here.
So quickly to the subject, building effective relationship in business and ministry. For you, what do you define as a good relationship that affects or that can affect both business and ministry? Any way you want to take it, we're open.
I think that before we go into relationships in business and ministry, we want to look at relationship. And I believe that a good relationship is a relationship that you benefit from and the person also benefits from. Any relationship that is one way is not a good relationship. We give praise to God and God blesses us. It's a communicable relationship. It's a relationship that communicates with God and with man. So anytime you have a relationship where you are doing all the chasing and all the hunting and the follow-ups, and there's no communication from the other side, I believe that is not a good relationship. And I have a simple understanding, and that is that I go where I'm loved and not where I'm tolerated. And
that's a deep.
And so having a good relationship is a place where you know that when you are there, you are loved, you're liked, and you're not just tolerated. And so for me, that's what I believe a relationship is.
Wow. That I like to go where I am loved, not where I am tolerated. That is a very powerful point to take note of. Obviously, there are places that we go that people just want to tolerate us. They don't want to do, or they don't want to really celebrate us. But I also want to find out from you, have you had instances where such relationships, either good or bad, has really taught you a lesson that you either want to be part of the relationship or not at all in the area of maybe business or relationship? Is there anything like that that we can learn from, that you can share with us?
Oh, definitely. I mean, you learn every day from relationships, and I've been in relationships that have made me never want to get into a relationship again. And I've also been in relationships where I asked God that, God, if I could have two more of this kind of relationship, I would be thus far.
Wow.
Relationships are very key and relationships are very tricky, but once you get yourself into the right type of relationship and you get yourself, and it's not even a relationship, I want to say it's a fellowship. Once you get yourself into the right type of fellowship, the sky is the limit. The sky is the limit. Because I don't look at my relationship with you as a relationship. I look at it as a fellowship. And I feel that you are one that would protect me, would fight for me, would look for my best interest, whether I knew what was going on or not. So that for me is a fellowship. It goes beyond a relationship. And that is why I can be doing a business deal with you and I don't need to be in the meeting, because I know that my interest is always going to be protected. And then you have not fellowships, but relationships with people who you have to know every single thing that is going on, because if you don't, they are always going to take advantage of you. And
wow,
there's something that I have come to learn in life. There's something my mother taught me, and she taught it to me at a young age. And she said to me, she said, son, always be concerned about your corridor reputation. And I looked at her and I said, corridor reputation, what is a corridor? What is corridor reputation? You're talking to me in parables, speak to me in English. And she said, your corridor reputation is what people say about you in the hallways when you're not there, when you've come out of a meeting, when you've walked into a door, when the door has been shut behind you. The people who are there, what they say about you, what they have to say about you. Is this a good person? Is this a wicked person? Is this a trustworthy person? Is this a person that you can have a relationship with? Your corridor reputation. And so for me, I always look to have a good corridor reputation. And for me, integrity is integrity is it for me. I can lose money over integrity. I can lose anything over integrity. I want my integrity to be intact.
Wow.
You have to strive to have relationships with people that have integrity. Because if they do not have integrity, then the foundation of the relationship is destroyed. And as the Bible says, if the foundation be destroyed, then what are we building on? You have to have relationships with people that have integrity. And in this day and age is unfortunate, but you don't find many people with integrity.
Wow. Wow. That is a lot. That is a lot. If there's any point that you are getting, you are grabbing, and you want to put in the chat for everybody to also see that's also welcome. those that are probably right in order. But talking about corridor relationship, right? If I did get you right, and integrity. In the moment, let's say a business deal, a business something that you want to take hold of, or discovering or understanding that corridor reputation in somebody that you've met maybe in a month or two. How are you able to uncover that? If you can share some few things with us, how are you able to uncover that so that you will know that?
Uncover their corridor reputation?
No, I mean, how are you able to uncover that this particular person is going to be a trusted person or a loyal person that I can really do business with? Because sometimes people can put on facades, you know. They can be this way, tomorrow they are not, and you handle everything into their hands, and all you can see is they blow everything out of proportion, or they destroy the whole business, or they destroy the whole contract. How are you able to uncover that this person can do this or can do that well? This person can be loyal in the long term or not in the long term.
The answer to that question is time.
Time. Okay.
Time.
Okay.
People make mistakes, and people do things that they regret, and people have changes of heart. You have people that started down road A but decided to switch to road C, and so it's time. You cannot, unless God blesses you with the spirit of discernment, you cannot know somebody after a day. You cannot know somebody after a year. It takes lifetimes to know people. I'm still getting to know you, and I've known you for a lifetime.
Yeah.
But what you take away is you take away moments. You take away moments. What was said in the moment, what was done in the moment, what was communicated in the moment, what was the behavior in the moment. You take those things away. And those are the things that try and shape and show you that, you know what, Kaiser is a person of integrity. When he was offered $2,000 more to betray me, he did not. He kept his composure. When he was offered to cut me out of the deal, he did not. He kept his composure. And integrity is shown in the little things. It's not shown in the big things. It's the little things that show integrity. The little things.
The little things. Integrity is shown in the little things. The little things. That's powerful. That's powerful. Anybody, if you have any question also, try put it up there, because we would like to close on time. As I said, we always want to be on time, so that if we get into the question and answer session, I can read it out to him. And thank you so much for that. Integrity is found in the little things. Now, I've come to learn that in every relationship, you should be able to make a SWOT analysis around the relationship, looking at the strength, your weakness, your opportunities, and your threats. In fact, it's one of the things that I personally addressed in this book of mine when it comes to friendship. Now, looking at people that you come into contact with in terms of business or ministry, how do you uncover, or what are your ways? Because we are looking at how you handle it. Everybody may handle it differently. But how do you uncover their weaknesses and address their weaknesses, not to the public, but to the person, for the person to come to the realization that, hey, this is something that probably it's a weakness to me, but because you've seen it, you're addressing it, I can turn it around to be for my good and to be for the good of the relationship. because everybody has weaknesses. But when it comes to relationship, how do you handle the weaknesses of people, help them turn it around for the good of the moment, to impact the business, to impact ministry generally?
When I was talking earlier, I was saying that everybody makes mistakes.
Yeah.
And weaknesses are mistakes. And people make mistakes because we're human beings and we can't be perfect. The only person who has walked this earth without sin was Jesus Christ. And he's the only one who would have walked this earth without sin because he was not of the earth. The Bible says the prince of this world cometh but had nothing in me. So anybody who is human and was born with flesh is going to have weakness. How you correct it and address it is whether you are looking for the person to grow or you are looking to break the person down. So for instance, you, Kaiser, if I have a relationship with you and I notice that you have a weakness, I'll tell you, I'll say, bro, listen, anytime we do this or we do this, I realize that you do this. And I think that this shows a little bit of weakness on your side. So I think that if you did this, it would show more strength. And I think that it would make you better. That is trying to better somebody. Yeah. But if your way is just to laugh at them and to make sure you let them know that they have a weakness, then you're not looking for their betterment. You're just looking to mock them. And so anybody who is really there for you and anybody who really wants you to grow is not going to look at a weakness as a weakness. They're going to look at it as a learning point. And they're going to help you learn how to get past that point of weakness. So it's not even a weakness. Your enemies look at it as weakness. Okay. But your friends see weakness as a learning point. This is somewhere I can learn. This is somewhere I can be helped. This is somewhere I can help this person to do better, because the Bible says that iron sharpens iron. And if I can get you to be as sharp as me, then I have two sharp people. There's no, we are not going anywhere if I am sharp and you are dull. But if you are sharp and I am sharp, the sky is the limit.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Thank you so much. If you are sharp and I'm sharp, the sky is the limit. Now, talking about sharpness, sometimes you are sharp in the area of, let me look at it from the point, or in the area of ministry, you are sharp. The other person is also sharp. But at a particular point in your sharpness, the person sways away, and you realize that this person gradually is becoming dull. Now, handling the person, especially if he's somebody that is, because I view relationship personally as those above you, those on the same level with you, and those beneath you. So the communication channels among all these three, it's always different. But let's look at those, maybe somebody above you, relating to somebody that above you, you are sharp. The person is also sharp. But let's say the person is above you in terms of age. You want to find a means to address a situation that the person is handling, or the person is dealing with, that it's taking the person off track, especially in the area of ministry. Let's put business aside. How do you go about that? Because I know you handle a lot of people, you handle a lot of branches. There are a lot of branches that are under you and all that you take care of. There are people that are old in it and all that. When some of them are going astray in the area of ministry, how do you handle that?
It's relationship. I always try and talk to people on a suggestive basis.
Okay. Okay.
I suggest that if you do this, it will be a little bit better. I suggest that if you do that, it will be a little bit better. I don't make it authoritative. I make it suggestive. And I'm suggesting it to you because I want you to do better. And that is especially in regard to those that are more elderly and more seasoned. Now, to colleagues, I might do it as an advice. You know, I think that if you did this, it would relay this, or it would do better this way. And to those that you are over, I also do it as an advice. I feel that people love you when you walk with them in a manner where you advise them, instead of being an authoritative person over them. Because out of fear, you know, people can always panic and listen to you, but it doesn't mean that they're changing.
That's right.
But I feel that when you advise people, they change, because I am yet to see someone who does not want to better themselves.
That's a great statement.
I'm yet to see someone, and I don't think we'll see such a person, because everybody is always looking to better themselves.
That's a strong one. Everybody definitely want to better themselves, no matter what the situation is, unless there's a statement that the unchangeable certainty means to some people nothing is unchangeable. For them, they don't want to change. They want to be the same.
I have a saying, and the saying is that the only thing that is permanent is change. Because Bishop Oyedepo said something. He said that don't be angry at people. The best they could have done is what you see them doing. I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
Definitely.
When the person shouted, when the person screamed, when the person used that foul language, when the person acted in a way that they should not have acted, to them, in their mind, that is the best thing they could have done at that point. If they knew better, they would have done better. When you come to a place and you understand that people are only doing the best they can at their time, you tend to view and evaluate relationships very differently. For me, after hearing that, it's made me a very humble and a very quiet person, because I understand that people are doing the best they can. If they could do better, they would do better.
Wow. That is great. That is great.
And you see, people don't like to ask for help. People don't like to make it look like they don't know. Everybody wants to act like they know. And Kaiser, you are my brother. I thank you for the accolades you have stated before we started this. But you know me. I am the first person to say, I don't know, teach me.
For that, it's in that short period of like we interact every now and then. Yeah. And that's one humbling thing about you that I really like. If you don't know, you just ask. You can call it. I don't know.
And how do I know? I know by asking. I know by learning. It's called gaining by trading. If you discuss neuroscience with a neuroscientist and CNN calls you for an interview and you repeat exactly what you heard that neuroscientist say, you will sound like a neuroscientist yourself, but yet you are not. But how did you get that information? You got that information by trading with a neuroscientist. So people need to humble themselves and come to a place where we ask that, listen, I don't know. This thing you've said, I don't know what it means. What does it mean? And even if you do know, you can ask again so that it's explained again. You can never have too much information. You can never have too much information. And so for me, I don't pretend like I know. I always ask. I'm the first person to say I don't know. And for me, in my organization, I don't know is an answer. It's an answer, and it's an answer we accept. And it's an answer we love, because people are always trying to find answers they don't know. Just say, I don't know. And if you say you don't know, somebody with the right answer can give you the right answer. And from there, you know.
That is it. Very simple way of acquiring knowledge for free. I mean, I've been in a couple of meetings that one of the first statements they put out there is, no answer here is a wrong answer. That's the first thing that they say. Another statement also that they also put out is, if you don't know, it is not a mistake. I mean, you know where I work. It's one of the popular things there, because you are dealing with people that every now and then they come and approach you with things that you know, and sometimes some of the things that they approach you with, you don't know. you just don't know. So the next important thing you have to do is to say, hey, let's find out what it is. Then
I wish people would be humble enough to say, I don't know. Let me tell you something.
Tell me.
You are privileged to see the kind of business deals and things I do, because you're always around. You hear me on the phone. You've had access to my laptop. You see my contracts, see all my things. Listen, I am who I am today by God's grace, putting aside who my father, His Eminence, the Archbishop, is, putting aside my mother, who Lady Rosa is, putting aside what God has destined in my life. I am who I am by saying, I don't know. And the kinds of information people have given me, just because I said I did not know. Listen, I was sitting with a man the other day, okay? And you know I do a lot of things in aviation.
Yeah.
I was sitting with a man the other day. This man is 78 years old. And he's been doing aviation his whole life. Now, his youngest daughter is 10 years older than me.
Okay.
He asked me, he said, oh, I hear you do aviation. So tell me about aviation. Tell me about this. Tell me about that. You know what I said to him?
What do you say?
I said, I know nothing. As a matter of fact, I'm a novice. Please, you tell me what you know about aviation. Guess what? I got 78 years of knowledge in 1 hour.
Wow.
78 years of knowledge. 78 years of knowledge. If people can only humble themselves and say, I don't know, people will pour out into you. Because listen, nobody wants to waste themselves or waste their time on somebody who says they know. Like, for instance, let's say I'm talking to you and I say, yeah, Kaiser, to get this done, we need a PPP and an OCF and a CTY, and that will finish everything and we can get that done. And then you say, oh, yeah, okay, you understand. And 3 days later, I'm still waiting for you to send me this so-called PPP and OCT and OTY, and you've not sent it to me yet. It's because you didn't know, but you tried to sound smart because you knew. You wanted to act like you knew, but you didn't know. And to be honest, I don't know what a PPP is. I don't know what an OCT is. I don't know what an OCY is. I just made those acronyms up to give the illustration. So saying that you don't know is a very big blessing. I have learned a lot by saying I don't know. And I believe that it's a key of humility that people need to take up. Say you don't know and you will be taught.
That's say you don't know and you'll be taught. I mean, this, I believe that a huge aspect of this also boils down to humility, right?
Yes.
Humility, it's huge. Like
people are too proud. And there's that saying that empty barrels make the loudest noise.
Yeah.
And it's really true. Empty barrels make the loudest noise. Kaiser, for me, there's a key I've learned, and I'm never going to stop it. I'm always going to go into the meeting and I'm going to say, I don't know. And I'm going to walk away with that. And I'm going to walk away from that meeting with a lot of knowledge. And people that went to that meeting and said they knew are going to walk away not knowing anything. And they're going to walk away with their limited knowledge and their limited information. And it's just because they were not humble. Be as humble as you can be, and you will get enough information. It is called gaining by trading. You have to trade to gain. And the way to gain and trade is to be humble.
Wow.
It's to be humble. It's to be humble. And let me even use, and somebody might laugh at me, and it's fine. I'm not worried at all. The other day, I bought what is that thing they sell at Apple, that speaker, the one I bought.
The HomePod Mini.
The HomePod Mini,
right?
The HomePod Mini. Okay. So I bought the HomePod Mini and I didn't know how to set it up. And after about a week, you asked me, you said, bro, have you set it up? And I said, no, I still don't know how to set it up. And you showed me how to set it up. And in like 12 seconds, I had it set up. But for a week, I didn't know what I was doing. 12 seconds of humility got me an answer. I could have told you, oh yeah, Charlie, but say me, I know these things. I'm an IT specialist. I set up this thing in 10 seconds. And still I would not have set it up. But people just need to be humble. I see people asking some questions.
Yeah, I was just about to look at some of the quick questions that we see there. Since our culture in Ghana also looks down.
Yeah, I've seen that question, and culture is here.
Okay.
Culture is here. Culture is not what people think about you. Culture is what you think about yourself. And so for me, if somebody thinks I'm dumb because I'm saying I don't know, then I'll allow that person to think I'm dumb and I'll walk away wiser. So please do not allow that culture to define you. If you don't know, say you don't know.
Wow.
And you don't know will take you a long way.
A long way.
Listen, I have closed some of the biggest business deals in my life because I sat down 30 minutes to 1 hour before the meeting, and I sat down with people who have done it before, and I said, I don't know. And they told me, they said, do A, do B, do C, do D.
Wow.
So
that is great. That is huge. I mean, we're supposed to be closing any moment from now. If you have any questions, please drop it right there so that we can ask. I see a couple of questions. Our culture. I mean, the culture thing, as he just addressed, is the mind. Is the mind. Somebody says humility is key. That's true. Culture is not what people think about you. Culture is what you think about yourself. That's a quote. Bro, I'm sure by the time we finish this, I have somebody writing all your quotes. We could convert it into a book. I'm telling you. I have some wild people here who are on top speed with writing. So, any questions, if you don't have any question that you can type in the chat, I'll be grateful. If you can type it in the chat, I'll be grateful. Now, before we leave, whilst we wait for please, can you also say you don't know when in actual fact you know, but just don't want to know? That's
of course, it adds information to what you know.
Okay.
There's always something you don't know, even though you know a lot.
Okay. Powerful.
So saying you don't know, even though you know, can always gain you more knowledge. So still, listen, I don't say I don't know because I really don't know. I'm a very smart person. Ask my brother Kaiser. Even if I don't understand something, if you explain it to me in a few minutes, my mind can wrap around it. So I don't say I don't know from an ignorant place. I say I don't know from a place that I want to learn some more.
That's good. That's powerful. I have another one more here. Somebody says, out of curiosity and context, what is integrity? How do you define it? I mean, in your own way, probably the person wants to know. Yeah. How do you define integrity in your own way? Yeah.
Integrity is who you are when nobody is there. That's integrity.
That is a deep one.
Integrity is not the false pretenses. Integrity is not smiling when you know you have to smile, or saying hi when you know you have to say hi. Integrity is who you are when the door is shut. For me, that's integrity.
Okay. So just to do a quick recap, he has said a whole lot. I've learned a whole lot. A lot of things have been sent to me as typed things like that he has said that I can really relate to, and I've learned a lot from it. Corridor reputation. I mean, that particular thing, we have to talk more about it. I would like to know more deeper into it when it comes to corridor reputation and all that. Saying you don't know. You also saying you don't know doesn't necessarily mean that you don't know, but you want to also learn more from it. Integrity is who you are when no one is there watching. I mean, I'm adding all this fact. And interestingly, all that you are saying, it aligns with both building relationships in business and ministry. I was watching a documentary, let me put this out there real quick, where, I mean, big people in America, a friend was actually showing it to me. Before they go for any meeting, they send somebody ahead to do a quick talk to whoever that want to meet, let's say the president or or that big businessman to have an idea of their mind, how they think, before the main person even comes to meet you. So that when he gets there, if the meeting is supposed to be in 10 minutes to close a deal, you close the deal in 10 minutes. If it's 15 minutes, you close it in 15 minutes. Now, whoever is sent to talk to whoever the big man wants to meet comes back with all the information in relation to whether the person knows too much, he doesn't know too much, whether this deal we are supposed to go into it or we are not supposed to go into it. The reason why I'm saying all this is because, these things add up to making the relationship a solid one. And for us, some of the things that you just listed or you lined out, they stand out. They are obvious. Humility is key. Humility never subtracts from you. It will always add to you. Don't say you know when you don't know. Understand what reputation is and what integrity is. Let me jump onto this real quick. Somebody says, how best do you help someone who needs help but does not want to be helped? That's a very interesting one too. By the way, you want to address to that real quick before we close in some few minutes?
You can't.
He says you can't.
That's my answer. You can't help somebody who doesn't want to be helped.
Who doesn't want to be helped?
Yeah.
You can't. Wow.
Even when it comes to salvation,
Mm-hmm.
It's not forced on you.
That's right.
It's if you want to be saved. So if somebody does not want to be helped, I'm sorry, you can't help them.
You can't help the person.
No.
You can't. That's. I think Jesus Christ even said, "I stand at the door and knock. If anyone would."
And that's what I'm saying. Salvation is if you want it.
Yeah. So, I mean, in terms of, that's it. You can't push somebody to help the person by all means.
There's nothing you can do.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do in the area of business and all that. There's nothing you can do. Okay, if there's no more questions, we want to say a very big thank you. I appreciate your time. I know for a whole month it has been a busy schedule, trying to intercept every now and then to give you a reminder. But finally, we're able to do this, and I want to say I really appreciate you as a brother. I'm really grateful for coming out to bless us. Any last words from you? Anything you want to say that you want to leave us with?
Yes, let me take the time and the opportunity to thank you for the honor of having me today. I'm very grateful, and I really thank you. And I thank God for your life, and I thank God for our friendship. I don't know, a lot of people don't know we are related by blood, but
Yes.
I guess they just found out. But thank you for who you are, and thank you for being a brother, and I'm very grateful. So these are my last remarks.
Sure. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, man of God. Thank you so much for sharing your wealth of information with us when it comes to business, when it comes to ministry, when it comes to relationship. And I would say that for everybody that is not following, it's just a once a month meeting. I may speak to him maybe out of his busy schedules to pull a surprise on us, maybe one of the days when he has the time. And we want to say thank you so much. But you can follow the Direction on Instagram. Currently just on Instagram, we put all the quotes there, and you will learn a lot from there. It's the Direction Talk. Check that on Instagram. I share that also on my status a lot. And we put out all the wealth of knowledge we've learned from a meeting. We put them in quotes, we put them there, and we'll be blessed. And I believe that you'll be blessed. We have another one also coming up next month, towards the end of the month. So, man of God, thank you so much. I really appreciate you.
My brother.
Everybody who are still asking me about my birthday, Some of you know my address. Send a gift to my address. Okay. Send a gift to my address. You know my address. Okay. And thank you so much for all the text messages. I'm truly grateful to everyone. And if there is no other question, anything that anybody want to say, can we call it a day? Anybody want to say anything? Any question? I see some thumbs up. Thank you. So once again, before we leave, I appreciate everybody for being here. I see Vida here. I see Theophilus. I see my brother Orison here. I see Christopher here. I see woman of God Jesse here. Jeff was here earlier on. I see Eugenia. I see Reggie. I see Amanda. I see my wife also here. That's lovely. For the support. I see Augustine also here. I see Nanama also here. I see Marjorie also here. I see my sister also here. Thank you for everybody for the support. Follow the Direction on Instagram, the Direction Talk on Instagram. Follow. We'll be putting everything there and you'll be blessed. Thank you. Love you all. Bye-bye.